if you want to understand the decline and fall of the American empire, the best place to look is pop culture. I wrote about this in the New York Times recently. The American cultural dominance was something that was taken for granted over the whole course of the 20th century. And until very recently, it really had immense dominance over global culture. So, I mean, over 90% of screens globally played American movies as recently as 2004. Now that's down to about 60%. And even more surprisingly is that, over half of Spotify streamers who make more than $10,000 are from non-English speaking countries. That's also incredibly new. And I mean, we've become used to seeing the decline of American dominance and hard power. So we've become used to seeing them destroy their scientific research capacities, their alliance networks, their trade networks they're destroying. But the pop culture network is really even as important as all of those. Because, if you look at the history of the Cold War, what really, America didn't win the Vietnam War, and it didn't really win the battle of ideas in terms of the power of democratic capitalism, but it definitely won the battle of the teenage bedroom, right? I mean, it definitely won, who people were listening to was Chubby Checker and, Axl Rose, and they wanted Levi's jeans and they wanted rock and roll, and that was a huge amount of American power. So to see that decline is actually one of the surest signs of the end of the American dominance of the world. And I think what's really interesting is that you can see it being replaced, not with some other country. It's not like another superpower is coming in. What's replacing it is in fact difference. So if you look at what's popular, it's things like the bossa nova of Leve or K-pop Demon Hunters or Bad Bunny, and American culture is sort of one node among other cultural phenomenon. And I think that's a real blessing. That's something that points to a future where America may be falling apart, but what will replace it is in fact something more cosmopolitan and more general. It's a network that's truly global rather than global coming out of Hollywood and New York. It's something that really is worldly and has multiple languages and comes from multiple different ethnicities and comes from multiple different perspectives. And that's the future that's going to replace the American empire.